I dream of it, amongst the wild threads of history and the myriad of paths.
What's up? I'm the Pixel Pundit, and today I'm not reviewing Dune Awakening, but I'm celebrating it. This is a love letter, a salty sun-baked tribute to a game that lets me live out my Arrakis survival fantasy, minus the nosebleeds and spice addiction. I've been waiting for this game since the end of 2023. Now that I've got my hands on it, well, I've got thoughts. But fair warning, this video focuses on solo play. Most of what you'll see is from the perspective of someone surviving the desert alone. No min-maxing build, no best places to farm, just honest gameplay impressions and pure vibes. Now, if you're not familiar with Frank Herbert's Dune, that's okay. The game doesn't require deep lore knowledge. That said, it does make big changes to canon, which might ruffle some feathers, but we'll get to that later. Let's talk about what it's like to step into the sands of Dune Awakening. At its core, Dune Awakening is a third-person open-world looter shooter, with a light survival element, a whole lot of crafting, and massively multiplayer structure, but with a caveat. You start in Haga Basin, a huge 64 square kilometer map split into 12 zones. It's your proving ground, where you'll build your first base, gather early resources, and slowly piece together the gear you need to thrive. The quest structure is MMO 101. Fetch this, go there, kill that. But here's the twist. The writing's actually really good. There's enough narrative flavor and branching dialogue that even familiar objectives feel fresh. The first two zones ease you in, but later areas crank up the challenge. This isn't a mindless slog, it demands improvement and rewards attention. One of my favorite aspects is the base building. You start with simple modular pieces, but as you gain faction reputation, you unlock unique architectural styles to really personalize your outposts. And you're not limited to just one. You can build multiple bases and expand them with tax-based land claims. It's a smart system that discourages abandoned structures and keeps the world feeling lived in. But survival isn't just about walls and furniture. Sandstorms on Arrakis are no joke. You'll need to fuel your base to keep its shield up, or risk watching it get torn apart by nature. As you progress, relocating closer to higher tier resources becomes essential. Your base becomes a mobile strategy, not a permanent home. You start by choosing one of 4 classes. Don't stress too much about it, eventually you can unlock all 5 through quest lines. It's not a restrictive system, in fact Dune encourages flexibility. Each class has its own flavor, from stealthy assassins to force-fueled juggernauts, and you can mix and match abilities to fit your playstyle. While there are meta builds out there, nothing's stopping you from running a weird hybrid and still succeeding, especially in PvE. Combat is kinetic and satisfying. Whether you prefer close quarters melee, long range sniping, or rolling up with a flamethrower, there's gear to support your style. The crafting system is deep, especially when it comes to armor and weapons. It's not just stat chasing, there's genuine variety in how you approach fights. Let's talk survival. Because this is Arrakis after all, the mechanics are simple. You need water, but it's implemented in a way that matters. Early on, managing hydration shapes your playstyle. You'll move more at night, seek shade during the day, and plan your routes carefully. As you unlock better gear, survival gets easier but never is irrelevant. It's a light system, but it works just enough pressure to feel immersive without becoming tedious. Then there's the sandworm. Especially early on, you're going to have to cross stretches of open desert. If this takes too long, then you are likely to be the next offering to Sheikh Khalud.
Hope this isn't an eyesore.
Now for the social angle. You can party with up to 3 people and guilds can hold up to 32. In PvE zones, loot is shared randomly, everyone gets a piece. But in PvP zones, it's first come, first serve. And yes, there are PvP only zones. Depending on your server's population, these may be constant war zones or totally empty. As a solo player, it is manageable, but you'll need to pick your battles, especially in contested areas. More on that in a bit. As for what works, there is the tension of the survival aspect, and then the tension of being on the ground and avoiding Shai Hulud. making sure you don't become the next offering. The base building is dynamic and flexible, as well as immersive, and you feel like you're truly living on Arrakis. Class freedom gives you room to experiment and adapt your build. Crafting is genuinely exciting. You're not just making the same items, you're unlocking playstyles. Quests and writing are surprisingly strong. Dialogue options are fun to explore.
Trooper, I forgot how much of a horse's ass you are. I missed you too.
And even voice logs and scraps of lore add depth if you choose to engage with them. The developer communication has been excellent. Bugs and balance issues are being addressed quickly, and future content is teased regularly, including a mysterious third faction.
But we, the faithful, remain to serve the Maker in all things.
Now let's talk about what doesn't quite land, especially from a solo perspective. Unlike Conan Exiles or Ark, Dune Awakening won't let you run your own instance. That's frustrating, especially when so much of Haga Basin feels like it could support a full solo experience. Sure, you can rent a private server, but long term it's neither cheap nor practical. One morning I got up early, made coffee, walked the dog, got ready to play, sat down at 5:15 a.m., and 5 minutes in I get a message. Server restarting at 5:30 for 1 to 2 hours. That's brutal. I'm glad they're patching stuff, but always online means you're at the mercy of their schedule and not yours. Let's be real. A lot of these side quests are fetch jobs with different coats of paint. If you're just skipping dialogue, it'll feel repetitive fast. I made it fun by immersing myself in the world, reading notes, listening to recordings, but not everyone plays like that. The deep desert's over 500 square kilometers. It's enormous, and it's always PvPvE. Even though it's possible to survive solo out there, it's a grind. You get wiped out weekly by the Coriolis storm, and unless you dismantle your base every week, you have to rebuild. You can also run into full guilds and get steamrolled with no recourse but to run. Still, the map is so vast with enough stealth and luck, you can pull it off. It just takes a lot of patience and planning. Can I see myself playing this game forever? Probably not. Keeping your base alive and fueled takes commitment, and I've got other videos to make after all. But Dune Awakening gives you tools to pause smartly. There's a bank vault where you can store Solaris, gear, and even vehicle parts. One Redditor shared how they banked their buggy, stashed loot, parked their ornithopter at Arrakis, and logged out, ready to return without starting from scratch. That's a smart design, and in the future, add DLC, upcoming factions, and a dev team that clearly cares, and there's a reason to stay optimistic. So here it is. Dune Awakening might not be the cleanest, friendliest, or most polished survival MMO out there, but it is one of the most immersive, ambitious, and gutsy. It doesn't hold your hand, it doesn't apologize for being online only, it just drops you on Arrakis and says, survive. And you know what? I love it for that. It's not a perfect game, not even close, but it feels like a world. A real, dangerous, unpredictable world that you carve your story into one sandblasted moment at a time. If you're the kind of player who finds joy in the struggle, peace in the grind, and wonder in the wasteland, then Dune Awakening is absolutely worth your time. This isn't just a review. This is my love letter to a game that dares to be something different, and if that resonates with you, I'll see you in the sand. I'm ThePixelPundit. Thanks for watching. Now I'm going to clean sand out of my, well, you know. See you in the next one.